Second last video of 2024. Thank you so much for supporting me this year. I've seen the most growth this year than I have in my whole YouTube career, and I'm so excited to see what 2025 holds. I am this close to being monetized, so if you have not yet subscribed, please feel free to do so. I really appreciate the support, and I love making videos for all of you. My goal is to become a full-time YouTuber in the next year, and I'm putting it out there, hoping it's gonna happen. And on that note, that actually kind of gives you a hint about what this week's video is about. I am gonna walk you through 5 steps to make 2025 your best year yet.
Now, but guess what? Now you can reach out to me.
So you might be wondering, okay, what does that mean? I have spent a lot of time focusing in on how to live your best life, how to elevate your life, to really feel good about where I'm at in life. Let's not waste any time. I'm so excited to share these with you. If you have any tips for yourself of ways you've leveled up your life, I'd love to hear them. Comment down below, and let's dive right in. Hello. We're gonna make this a moving YouTube video. Every point is gonna be in a different spot because I feel like I've got lots of ideas as to how to upgrade your life, and I'm going to share the inspiration as we go. So the first point on upgrading your life is very much depending on who you spend your time with. Studies show that you are the sum of like the 5 people you spend the most time with. And so if you are surrounding yourself with people that you don't necessarily like look up to, or maybe don't get you to where you want to be in life, we need to change that, because we are very much impacted by our environment as individuals. If you are hanging out with people who maybe make different life choices than you, that you don't respect, or people that aren't motivated or aren't goal oriented, or don't have the same visions as you, that could be something that is holding you back. Now, I don't mean to say that's like get rid of your friends, obviously, but I think like it's important to choose your circle wisely. And if you are leaving hanging out with your friends feeling drained or negative or angry, that is a sign that maybe you need to do some reflecting. If you want to be somebody who is surrounded by intelligent people, who you're surrounded by kind people, you're surrounded by motivated people, like look for those qualities in people. I was listening to a podcast recently and something really stood out to me, and it was, in life, there are treadmill friends and there are couch friends. Treadmill friends are people that you leave feeling revitalized, inspired, excited, and couch friends, you feel kind of mopey, just blah, like they don't really fire you up in life. And so I think if you're looking to upgrade your life and you really want to get to a certain place, surround yourself with the right people. That is huge. And that's something that I have not always done. I feel like I've had a lot of different relationships in my life in terms of friendships, and friendships for different purposes, and people in different phases of my life. People are going to come and go. Obviously, it's important just to find out who are your tried and true, who are the ones that you can count on, you can trust, and go from there, because it really does make a big difference. Energy feeds off of energy, right? So yeah, surround yourself with good people. So point number 2 about leveling up your life is choosing your priorities, getting your priorities straight. I think this changes a lot when you get older, and so I don't know, how old you are when you're watching this video, but I think like that just comes with age and with time. So when I moved out west, so I used to live in Ontario. If you're familiar with Canada, I used to live in Toronto, Ontario, and that's a very big city. I was in a very different phase of my life. I was going out a lot more often. I was working hard. I had an amazing job and I was learning so much, but like my free time was very much spent like being social, having fun, hanging out with my friends. And those are great priorities. Those were my priorities in my 20s, was to like build my career and have a good time. And I have no regrets. I've traveled the world. I've had so many great people in my life. I loved the work I was doing. But as I got older, my priorities started to shift, and I knew I wanted to slow down a little bit, which is funny because my life is really not that much slower. But it's slower in a different way. I really don't go out as much anymore. When I moved across the country to Calgary, Alberta, I got into a relationship, which was like a new priority of mine. And I know one day I want to have a family, which is another priority of mine. So I think it's just like determining your priorities in life, looking at your goals and figuring out where those priorities lie. Because if you're somebody who, wants to be as healthy as you can be and get a good night's rest and maybe cultivate deeper relationships, well, your priorities probably shouldn't be going out to the bar on every weekend. You know what I mean? Not to say there's anything wrong with that, but I think we have to shift our priorities to where we envision our future. And something that a mentor once said to me was like, where do you want to be in 5 years' time? And when I thought about it, I did not see myself doing the same thing I was doing at the age of 27. And that's when my action plan had to shift and my goals had to shift so that my priorities could be in line with where I wanted to go. So I think like when we really get clear on where we're headed, then we can cultivate our priorities and live the life that we envision. And they might change every 6 months. They might change every year. That's okay. I think just being like true to yourself, listening to your heart, and focusing on what's going to make you happy and what's going to make you feel good. So that's my point about priorities.
Okay, so this brings me to my next point, and that is movement. And I know it probably sounds cliche that, the more you move, the better you feel, but it really is true. I find whenever I'm consistently moving my body and incorporating it into my daily routine, overall, I just feel way better. When I get really busy, movement is one of the first things to go. I could be literally at my computer from 6 a.m. to 6 o'clock at night, and I don't get out for a walk, and I hate when that happens. And I have noticed too, whenever I do go and work outside of the house, I actually move less because I'm just in one space and I'm not pushing myself to get outside for a walk. And so I just think if you can incorporate even 20 minutes, 15 minutes of movement in your day, you will notice a big change. And movement doesn't really need to be complicated. Like, yes, I am somebody who loves to work out. Like, I like to go to classes. I enjoy doing spin. I enjoy doing HIIT. I like going to a Pilates class. Like, that is my movement of choice when I have time and money to do that. But we don't need to complicate things. If you just want to incorporate a little bit of extra movement into your day, a simple walk for 15, 20 minutes is great. You will notice a difference. You could do some stretches. You could do a workout video on YouTube. You could download an app. Speaking of apps, I am part of the Form community, which is an amazing workout app that has a mix of strength training and Pilates workouts. You can use my code for 23% off your membership. I'll link that below. But yeah, like, it doesn't have to be hour-long workouts. And I think that's something that I'm discovering as we head into 2025. Movement doesn't need to be this all or nothing intense thing of like, I have to work out 5 days a week, 45 minutes a session. I actually find, when I'm working out, when I'm moving actively like 6 to 7 days a week, I do feel my best. But those 6 to 7 days are not like hard, intense HIIT classes. I actually find when I am doing workouts like that, I am not progressing in a way I actually want to be. It's actually better on my personal body and my hormones to be having a mix of workouts and not working up this intense sweat every time I work out. Mobility is so important, running, cardio is important, strength training is important. So a balance of everything I think is really great. And don't let it intimidate you. We can start small. If you can even do 15 minutes a day, it's better than nothing. And I guarantee you will feel better in 2025.
My fourth point is about checking in with your goals and your quarterly goals, your monthly intentions, kind of just checking in with your goals throughout the year rather than setting goals in January and never really looking at them again, because that's very counterintuitive. Sorry, some of the footage here is a little bit older, but I didn't have a chance to film this face to the camera, so we're going to go with what we have. But basically my point here is that, like, if you are checking in with your goals at least once a month, at least, that is going to set your year up for success in the sense of you're not going to forget about what you want to achieve. If you're always looking back to what you set out to do in January, reevaluating, pivoting where you need to, that will definitely put you on a path of feeling content about where you're at and being able to come up with that action plan as the year goes on. So definitely do not forget about your goals. That's why I recommend always setting like a vision board, because you can look back at them almost every day, which really helps the process.
Okay, my pals, I'm in the car and I'm going to wrap this up with the 5th and final point about leveling up your life in 2025. Let's not make this so serious. Let's just remember kind of 5th and final point. Hold on, I think I'm very zoomed in. Oh, thank God. I was wondering why it was so close. Let's not be so serious. Let's just remember to have fun as well. Let's remember to do things that make us happy. We don't need to work all the time. We don't need to be productive every single day. I think as long as you're working towards a life that you're happy about, and you have goals that you're building, and you have a direction that you're going and that you are proud of, that's all that matters. So find out what that means to you. What does your dream life look like in 2025? Remember to have fun, remember to be thankful, and spend time with people you love. And I don't see why the year will not unfold the way that you hope it will, because positivity attracts positivity, and manifesting your dream life is all about just going in the direction you want to go and bringing in all the positive that you're looking for, and that will happen to you. That was a really short point, but I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to just, if it feels good for your heart, then it's probably right. And that's where we're going to leave it today. It is cold. It is -17 here in Canada. So I am going to wrap this day up and get cozy. Thank you for watching. I'm so happy to be on this journey with all of you. And so, yay. And then we have a fresh start next year. All right. Love you guys. Bye.